Hey, PopRockers, Paul with you. How are you today? Hope you're doing really, really well. Hey, in a moment, we've got special guest Beth Lucas joining us. She's a Queensland country artist. She's just released her second single, and we'll be chatting with her in just a moment. But let me just do this. If you can hear some weird noises in the background, I'm going to just bring in this camera. And where are we? If we can get that down there, that's one of the reasons. Um, and the other reason is just down there. There's Puppy Cam. They're a bit of a snoring bunch, and they will be snoring all the way through the show. And if they're not snoring through the show, they're probably going to be killing each other through the show. So, yeah. Anyway, that's Puppy Cam. We'll probably bring it back in during the show if they make a racket, just to give them their 5 minutes of fame. But until then, here's Beth Lucas. Cheerio. So, Beth, how are you today?
I'm really good. Thank you so much, Paul, for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, that's good. We enjoy having as many people as we can get and promoting as much music as we can. Now, just recently, you released a single, "Hometown." That was released last month, was it?
Yeah, 24th of July, that one came out,
Yep.
and it's been such a long time coming. I first wrote that song about I want yes, maybe 2 to 3 years ago,
Yep.
and I'd written it in the way that it was when I wrote it.
Yep.
And then over the years, it's just taken on so many different formats. And the song is still the essence of the song, and the melody of the song is still
Yep.
true to how I wrote it. But I was really fortunate to work with Michael Moko.
Yep.
And when we went into the studio, he did all of the instrumental on the song. So I really just went into the studio and sang.
Yep.
And then he worked his absolute magic on the instrumental and the musical side of things, and just created it as to what it is today. And I could not be more proud of the song. He
Yep.
really understood, I guess, the feel and the essence of the song, and where it needed to go to fit into that
Yep.
country space.
How come it took so long? You said 2 to 3 years. Why did it take that long to?
A number of different things. So I'm pretty new to the country
Yep.
space, and basically, sort of how it all started was I'd taken a break from music. I was more into the alternative and punk
Yep.
kind of space. I was still playing acoustic music, but in mixing in those sorts of circles. And
Yep.
then I'd been listening to country music for quite a while. And after I took a break, I had a baby and
Yep.
started writing again. I just thought, I should be writing and playing music that I like to listen to.
Yep.
So that was the first challenge, was trying to write country music, because I'd never written country music before. And
Yep.
then, yeah, so I had written a song. This was the very first song that I wrote. My dog's
Yep.
coming in for a visit. Um, and and then there was a space in between where I was still performing.
Yep.
And then I went to the academy, which I was supposed to attend last year in 22, but
Yep.
because of COVID,
Yeah.
it was postponed for me to attend this year in
Yep.
23. And just during that time, last year, I was just really looking for the right producer.
Yep.
Um, so I was, chatting with a couple of different people, and some things fell through with who I was intending to work with, and no bad feelings or anything like
Yep.
that. It just wasn't the right timing.
Yep.
And then I was put in touch with Moko, and he was the guy. He was the one. All the timings were right, and everything sort of aligned with
Yep.
both of our schedules, and what we wanted to do, and what wanted to achieve with the song.
Yep.
And yeah, we finished recording. I think it was in October of 22.
Yep.
But then again, with different things like release timelines, there's so many different elements that
Yeah.
go into choosing a date for release. And it just happened that the best time for me to release this song was in
Yep.
July. So it's taken a bit to get here, but I couldn't be more proud of the song, and everything, and the path that it's taken to get it out.
Isn't it amazing though how you plan something out and you're like, say you wanna, like you said with the production side of things,
Mm.
you had it all planned out, but it all falls through, but then things just happen and it comes together at the last moment. It comes together quite well too.
Yeah, definitely. I actually intended, so I recorded 2 songs with Moko,
Yep,
and I intended for Hometown to be the first release because it is the first song that I've released in the country space,
yep,
and I really wanted to, I guess, my introduction into the country realm to be, really strong and, this is the song. But I ended up releasing the other song we did, which is called Life of the Party, a song I
yep,
wrote for a friend of mine who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. And
yep,
that was always going to be the follow-up single, but it turned out that when I was speaking with her family and getting their blessing to release the song, her mum actually suggested that we release that on what would have been her 30th birthday, which was
yep,
back in February this year. So those sorts of things, the universe just works in mysterious ways.
yep,
But it did work out perfectly. It meant that I could release that song on a really special date for her and honor her and her with her family's blessing. And then, really put. I didn't have any publicity or
yep,
press around that song. I just sort of very softly released it into the world, and it meant that I could put a bit more time and effort into really getting behind Hometown and
yep,
getting that out into the
yep.
world. Yeah.
Did the first, song have a video clip to it?
No, I did just an audio, a clip
Yep,
that I put on YouTube, but Erin and I worked together for about a year or so, and we stayed in touch after we worked together, but
yep,
we didn't really have too much footage together, and I didn't think that it was the right or
yep,
appropriate to put something together for her. There might be something in the future, maybe
yep,
a lyric video, but at this stage, I really just wanted the song to kind of be released and not necessarily to go anywhere, just something
yep,
for her family and friends to draw upon in times of grief. Is we all feel it
yep,
in different ways at different times. So, and the song, of course, is my friendship with her and talks
yep,
about that, but it does also ring true to who she
yep.
was as a person.
But Hometown does have a video clip.
It
It
does,
is.
yeah, I'm so proud of this one. I got to work with Jasmine from
Yep,
Jasmine Producers. She's incredible, and she has worked with so many other artists who I really look up to, and, she was a recommendation to me as
yep,
well. I've been following her career for a little bit, and, yeah, I just reached out to her and I said, "Can we make this happen? This is the song. These are, some of my ideas of what I wanna do with the song."
yep,
And it's a very bittersweet story. So the song Hometown talks about, it's very specific to my story and my life
yep,
journey, but it talks about where I grew up and the property that we lived on. My dad built the house that we grew up in, and
yep.
every time a kid was born, he'd extend the house or be renovating. There was
Oh,
always something going on that he was doing at the house.
yep,
And we ended up selling that house when I was 15.
yep.
And thankfully, the woman who bought that house, she still lives there.
Oh, yeah.
And I just had this. I actually think my sister planted this idea. She said, "Oh, wouldn't it be crazy to film it at the house or film at the property?" And I thought, how am I going to get in touch with this woman? Like, we're not, we're
Yep,
not friends with her. We haven't stayed in touch. And I was a teenager when
yep,
we sold this house, and as if she's even going to remember me. And then I ended up just writing a letter to her. I just addressed it and with the hope that she would open it. And thankfully she did.
yep,
And she was so on board. She was so accommodating. The house is a lot different to what it
yep.
was when we lived there. She's a bit like my dad, actually. She's constantly changing and renovating things. So
Yeah,
she kept the bones of the house, but it is a lot different to when we
yep.
lived there. But she was so gracious, and yeah, she said, "Come on up." Welcomed us into her home and with her family, and really just let us go
How cool is
wild
that?
with what we
That's
wanted to do.
that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Uh,
amazing, really incredible. Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking down, my boys have come in and they're shaping up. They're getting ready to go into attack mode, so hopefully they won't. Hopefully they'll just like so oh, Terence is walking off. So,
Just had enough.
yeah, he's had enough. He's plopped himself down. He's comfy. He's like, "Yeah, righto, Dad, you'll get it done." So, but something special happened just recently at
This weekend.
Ekka. Yeah,
Yeah. I, um I just took out the first place in the Eckers Country Music Showdown.
congratulations.
And thank you so
Mm,
much. Yeah, I'm still actually a little bit in shock by it
yep,
because the talent pool was just incredible, and I entered the same competition last year,
yep,
and a few things didn't really go to plan, and I felt like I didn't perform my best, and it was just everyone always says,
yep,
friends and family always say, "Oh, you did great, you sounded amazing," but you know when you're not
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kind of felt like I've got to have another crack at it. I've got to redeem myself. And it was different judges this year, and
Yeah.
but the format was the same. So I had a bit of an idea or an understanding of how the day
Yeah.
worked. Like
How
what
did it how did it work? Did you have to perform one song? Did you perform multiple songs in
we got 2 songs.
Yeah.
So, really, really it's a really cool competition actually, and I would encourage any country music artist to apply for it, whether you're in the Brisbane region or not.
Yep.
Absolutely go for it. It's so the format of it, there's a junior category and an open category. So open, of course, being over
Yep.
18 or, adults.
Yep.
And you get 2 songs, so 1 cover and 1 original, or you can do 2 covers.
Yep.
I guess the requirement is that you can only do 1 cover,
Yep.
sorry, 1 original, and the other has to be a cover,
Yep.
and you get a full backing band. Now, you don't have to use the backing band, but they strongly encourage it
Yep.
because it does give you an opportunity to perform with, seasoned professionals, and, these guys are the
Yep.
best in the biz, and so yeah, ahead of the day, we send in the songs that we want to do and our musical charts. The
Yep.
band learns all the songs, and then you get a quick little rehearsal with them just to go through, fine tune anything, and then it truly is a whirlwind. You've got 10 minutes on that stage. You sing your songs back to back.
Yep.
You do your best to kind of get the audience going, and the crowd doesn't have any doesn't hold any weight to,
Yeah.
I guess, the judgment side of things. It's not like a crowd voted
Yeah.
system or anything, but if you're interacting with the crowd, that's part of the judgment criteria.
Yeah,
So
'cause it shows you're putting on a show for the
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's all part of it. So they do, yeah. There's 3 elements to the judging. Of course, they're judging how well you sing the
Yep.
song, or play the song if you play
Yep.
guitar as well. How much thought and rehearsal's gone into it, and then of course your stagecraft as well.
Yep.
How you are interacting with the audience. You've acknowledged the songwriters, or you're giving the credits and that sort of thing. So
Yep.
yeah, there's a few different things they judge on, and honestly, I don't envy them at all. Like,
Yeah.
the artists this year were
So
incredible, and everybody just nailed it, like,
Yep.
so well. So
What did you sing?
I sang a cover song called Lucky.
Yep.
It's by Megan Moroney. She's up and comer out of she's killing it at the moment out of the States.
Yep.
And I did an original song called Round the Table.
Yep.
And in a very weird coincidence or universe aligning, this song Round the Table is a song I wrote in tribute to my nana who passed away
Yep.
last year. And I actually, my mother asked me to say some words at her funeral. So I
Yep.
just wrote a little poem. And I thought, that's sort of enough of me getting that process out,
Yep.
for Nana and honoring her. And then a couple of months ago, just out of the blue, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had all of these lyrics just coming out of me. And so I'm, sat by the bed just typing out on my phone all these words. And then the next day when I woke up, I put some music to it, and it came, honestly, the song came together so quickly.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, Nana, you want a song? I'm going to sing you a song. I'm going to write you a song. So I got to perform that in July at the Tamworth Hats Off to Country
Yep.
Festival, and I got such incredible feedback. Everyone was just loved the song, and I'm so happy about that, because it is, it's a beautiful tribute to my nan.
Yep.
And yeah, so Saturday actually was the 1-year anniversary of her passing,
Oh,
and yeah, I've got chills
yeah.
now. I just thought, that's the perfect song to sing. I know that she'd be really proud of me and like everything that I'm doing
Yep.
now. I've been doing music for a long time, so she's always, sort of in the back. Any family member,
Yep.
not just Nana, but all the family have always been supportive of what I've been
Yep.
doing. They're probably wondering why I haven't hit it big yet. It's been so long, but
Oh, you'll
yeah,
get there.
that was one of
Yep.
the songs I decided to do, and yeah, was really fortunate to be able to do it with the band, and
Yep.
they just brought all of the elements really
Oh,
beautifully
cool.
into the song. So
So, what were you doing before country music? You said you were in music, but you only
yeah,
new to country. What were you doing before then? Punk pop, did you say?
yeah, kind of acoustic, sort of emo
Yep.
punk alternative music. I think probably the best way to describe it would be, if Avril Lavigne was just an acoustic artist, if she never
Yep.
had a band,
Yep.
that's probably the style of music I was doing. So yeah, a little bit punky, a little bit emo, and I still listen to some of my favorite bands, but I
Yep.
I guess just as I've gotten older, my tastes have
Yeah,
matured a little bit, and I've kind of, I guess, my writing as well. I've progressed from that sad state of woe is me
yeah,
kind of mindset, and really tried to challenge myself in my writing, and that's probably been the biggest thing
yeah.
with the move to country is really that writing
I've
process.
just I've just noticed something. I haven't got a hat on. I norm Every interview I do, I have a hat on. I'm naked. I'm like, I'm looking at the screen going, "Something's missing. Something's
Something's
missing.
missing,
What is
something's wrong
I'm
here.
naked."
Is it the one in the back? You wanna put it on quickly.
No, that's a Caitlin Shedbolt hat.
Oh, so it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no, I've got a pop rock radio hat I normally wear or one of the other hats. I've got
I'll
hundreds of them
throw
that
it
are
on.
floating
We
around
got
anyway,
time.
but nah, it's all good. Oh, everyone's seen me naked now, they might as well put up.
Something
But
clean. Yeah.
with your writing, do you have any set processes, rituals, superstitions,
Mm,
or do you, like you did mention, like, when you write your song, you're writing feverishly, writing things
mm.
down, but normally, do you have any set ways of doing it?
It definitely varies. There's been a couple of instances lately where I've had, that moment of waking up in the night
Yeah,
and just having an idea and just, really wanting to get that idea out and on paper
yeah,
straight away. But I mean, every song is different. Hometown was really different.
yeah,
It was a very intentional session where I sat down and I went, I'm writing a country song.
yep,
What can I write about? And, I wanted to write about obviously something that's going to resonate with a country or any
yep,
audience really. But, specifically if I'm moving into a country realm, I want to be attractive to the country
yep,
listeners. And so that for me, the writing process was very, very intentional. And I sat down and it was a very, structured
yep,
process in terms of writing. And I was, picking out the words that, fit with,
yep,
the rhyming patterns and all those things. It was very technical.
yep,
Um, and, the creative side of thing came a bit later when I was putting the music to it.
yep,
But, for a song like Round the Table, as an example, that just was just words. And
yep,
the words, I just had to get the words on the paper and then I figured the rest out later.
yep, yep,
So, yeah, it definitely varies. Like, sometimes I'll be driving and I get an idea that inspires a song. Or I'll,
yep,
as an example, I had a co-write with one of my academy classmates last week, Emily
yep,
Hatton, and I had this idea of there's a song that an artist that I listen to now, and it's whatever the song is about, it's from this singer's perspective, and this is
yep,
how he's seen this particular relationship end. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool to write a song, and it doesn't have to sound anything like his song, but
yep,
written from the perspective of the girl he's singing about.
yep,
And so we kind of workshopped that idea, and we ended up, it's not finished yet, but we ended up getting a chorus that is actually partly her relationship, or
yep,
experiences
yep.
that she's had in relationships before as well. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, every write's different.
Yeah. So you've got 2 singles out.
Yeah.
Is there an EP coming?
Not anytime soon, but
Yep,
hopefully within the next, I want to say 12 months.
yep.
I know that sounds like a long time, but there's so much
Well,
happening between now and this time next
yep,
year. One of the part of the prize with winning ECA is a recording session. So I get a recording session
yep,
with Airlock Studios, and I also get a music video production with a company called Slow.
yep.
So
Oh, cool.
I've got an idea of what I want to do on that song,
Yep,
or to claim that part of the
yep.
prize. But
Oh,
um,
can you hear the
I
heart,
did, yeah.
the blood pressure monitor going? Just to let everyone know it's nothing naughty or anything. It's the blood pressure monitor. It's gonna go off a couple of times because now I've moved my arm.
Oh,
So, doctors, I just want it's going crazy. Sorry, folks, but that's, yeah. Gotta look after yourself.
you
Make
too.
sure your
Health
diet's
is
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
cool. This doesn't wanna stop. Hold on. There it goes. I think it's stopping now.
All right.
Cool. So what's coming up for you in the future?
Yeah. So the tail end of this year is pretty open for me at the moment. I've got a local gig happening in
Yeah.
September at the Scarborough Harbour Brewing Company. It's a
Yep.
mouthful. That's happening on Friday, the 15th of September. I did just book another gig that's happening a little bit later in the year, but I'm not allowed to announce any of
Yeah.
the information yet. So, if you do wanna know about that, follow me on all my
Yeah.
socials to get the update. But
I
that
will we'll have all the links in the description so
yeah,
everyone will be able to find it easy enough. So,
that
yeah.
one will be, really exciting. I think I get to announce that in
Yep.
September. But
Normally
otherwise, I'm just looking forward to January and Tamworth and starting to book those shows and,
oh, cool.
performances. Oh, I tell a lie. I've got a little mini Sydney tour in November,
Yep. Oh, wicked.
with a couple of other girls actually from Academy. So
Yep.
Jo Casely and Amber Kenny. We've got a little Riders in the Round trio called Three Birds and the Truth, and we've booked a few shows down in Sydney and surrounds.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
that's really exciting.
Now I can see a couple of guitars in the background. Normally,
Yes.
when I do see them in the background, I've got to ask, which is your favourite?
Well, my Maiden is the one I always play, but
Yep.
this is one that I just won, yes, on the weekend.
Oh, cool.
So, this is a Tanglewood,
Yep.
that was part of the Ekka Prize. So, I mean, I don't know if she's a new favorite yet, but she might be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
And leading on from that, because of your background, I've got to ask, you got all your boots behind you as well. Do
I
you have a favourite
do.
pair of boots?
Yeah, I do. I don't mind a good. I've got a couple of things that I'm obsessed with:
Yeah.
hats, boots, and jackets. And I live in Queensland, and I never get the opportunity to wear any of my jackets. But
Yeah.
I've got a whole wardrobe full of them, so I'm thinking maybe I need to move somewhere cold
Yeah.
to
Western
make good
Australia, it's
use of them.
freezing. Come to Western Australia, it's freezing over here at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm dying. I need the heat. So, yeah. But I'm gonna quickly say, going from, like, you're saying the acoustic punk, pop,
Mhm.
emo, and then going to, the country, your wardrobe would have had to have a drastic change.
Yes and no. I still my casual day-to-day wear is, very, very much a lot of black still.
Yep.
Um, but, I love to dress up and,
Yep.
whether that was, even in my punk days, I'd
Yep.
always, have an outfit that I'd be wearing on stage. My stage outfits would always be that little bit extra.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yep.
yeah, definitely, definitely with the stage, I think now with my stage more costumes, I
Yep.
guess you can call them, I can go even more extra,
Yep.
which is really fun for me because yeah, I do love dressing up and I love to, look the part and really get into that mode of that
Yep.
character and that performance mode. So
Yep.
that definitely helps with the performance side of things for me, for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, if you could go back in time to a younger
Yep.
self, what would you say to yourself?
Hang in there.
Yep.
Hang in there and, don't give up because there's been a lot of times where I don't wanna say I've given up, but I've hit pause,
Yep.
and there's been a uh, lot of lows. I had some really incredible
Yep.
opportunities in my, within my other music as well. I supported some incredible artists, international artists, some of my
Yep.
favorite, all-time favorite bands. So, I owe that a lot to the community that I was, a part of before and
Yep.
the connections I had there. So I don't want to discount any of that time, but definitely they got to a point where I thought, I want to go that little bit further and I'm just not quite getting there.
Yep.
So I guess that's probably what made me sort of take a break in the first place. But definitely just keep at it. And I think for
Sometimes you gotta
anybody,
take a break, eh? You gotta take a break.
yeah,
Sometimes you gotta step back, clear
yeah,
the decks, and away you go again.
yeah,
But
yeah. And a few people have said to me recently, actually, they're gone, you know, you should have gone country earlier, or why didn't you do country before? And I just thought it wasn't the right time.
yeah.
And I really do. I mean, it sounds a little bit kooky, but I really do believe that, the universe has impeccable timing.
Yep.
And I even remember when I first started writing music, my dad said to me, it was sort of at the height of Casey Chambers, when
Yep.
she was getting that mainstream success, when she was sort of first coming
Yep.
out into the mainstream. And really huge, and I'm a big fan of Casey. She's an
Yep.
incredible, incredible person, just a human in general. But yeah, my dad said, "Oh, why don't you play country music?" I thought, "I'm not, nah, like that's
Yeah.
not what I'm into." But fast forward literally,
Yep.
15, 20 years, and now I'm in a space where I actually really do connect with the music. I didn't connect with it before, so
Yep.
if I had have started it any time before I did, it wouldn't have been authentic. And,
Yeah.
I do think people change, people's tastes change. You take a look at so many artists along the way, Andrew Swift, I talk about this all the time, Andrew Swift, Josh Setterfield, they come from different backgrounds,
Yeah,
and both of those guys are absolutely killing it in the country space.
yeah.
So,
But country music's changed as well. It's
yeah.
like if you go back when my grandparents were listening to country, it was like Hank Williams and things
Mm,
like that. It was country and western.
yeah,
But now we've got, um, country, you got pop country, you got Americana, you got all these different genres. It's actually one of the fastest growing genres in Australian music, which
yeah,
is
absolutely. So my timing couldn't be more perfect, really.
yeah, yep,
But yeah, I agree. Like, it's such a broad umbrella. And
yeah,
I think, for me as well as an artist, I don't know if I've found my sound yet. I've only
yep,
done 2 songs. So,
yeah, yep.
who knows where the road's going to take
Well,
me. And I do,
come here.
I do love all sorts of different types of country. I listen.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we're coming to the end of our time, so I'm gonna say congratulations for Akka.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your song.
Thank you.
We're a bit late coming to the, market on getting a video for your song, but we got there, but we got in first for Akka, I hope.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
so well done with that. Hopefully good things are coming your way.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll definitely keep an eye on where you're going from here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for letting me gab away. And yeah, I'm sure we'll do it again soon.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Thank you.
Grew up at the end of a dirt road on the outskirts of a cane farm town. Daddy built the house that we lived in. All I ever wanted was to get out. I got my first job at 15, saved up some money so I could move to the city. Didn't think that I'd be coming back here 20 years later, feeling all the same old heartbreaks. Thought that I knew better, but it's a long, hard way around back to my hometown. Remember when my mom had told us? I sat in the front seat crying. Daddy sold the house that we lived in. I couldn't comprehend this feeling. Didn't think that I'd be coming back here 20 years later, feeling all the same old heartbreaks. Thought that I knew better, 'cause it's a long, hard way around back to my hometown. All the time that's come and gone, all the things we had in common, the friends that we have laid to rest, buried but they're not I got my first job at 15, saved up some money so I could move to the city.